Right, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here in nice time for a round two match in this year's 2024 Virtual World Snooker Championship. We have a match-up between DJSimon, who resides in Scotland, who is from England, against LS3, who is from England, who has just arrived in the lobby. And we'll have a race to six starting in about 3 minutes' time. Meanwhile, we have a quick reminder that tomorrow evening at, I believe, 6 p.m. British Summer Time, we will have the final of the Virtual Cowboy World Championship, and that is between the defending champion Cobra and U Plonker Rodney. It's a race to 4 racks, and Cobra out to defend his title and win 2 back-to-back, but he is up against a very formidable opponent who can score, who wasn't all that impressive. In fact, his poorest match was the semi-final match against Monster, and he's going to have to improve on that. He's going to have to get his scoring boots on again. He was not as consistent in the semi-final match. He will need to score against Cobra, because very often, and more often than not, Cobra will score. So that's what we have to look forward to tomorrow night. At the moment, we have, if I can get this to work, we have a match going on. We'll see if that'll change back. I think it takes a wee bit of time to change back. There we go. We have a match going on in round two between Whiskey and Lidl. That started an hour or so ago. The Whiskey's 2-1 in front at the moment in that match. We also heard the news earlier this afternoon that Albinario looked as if he'd forfeited on the bracket. Apparently that is not the case, so we're hoping that gets remedied. In the meantime, we have One Pocket Slim, I think, covering Friday Night 9-ball. It's underway. It started at the top of the hour. We're just waiting on this room going up for LS3 and DJSimon. Should be going up in the next minute or so. We're just about 14 minutes past 7, and all should be good. Now, I would say Simon was asking there for a tip, and the tip is, I gave him, is keep it tight, you'll get outscored. And I think that would genuinely be the case. Simon can pot balls. I just don't think he'll score heavy enough if he tries to outpot LS3. And you know my theory. My theory is, if you concede the fact that you're playing a stronger player, then the one thing to do is to mess them about and try and prevent them from scoring. If you start being aggressive, you're going to end up paying the price. Yes, you've got to score points given the chance, but when the table's not good, it's far better leaving your opponent in trouble rather than get yourself in trouble. So that's my theory. We'll see if that pans out. That room has just gone up, and we'll get in. We'll have the lag for the break. LS3 is in, raring to go. Welcome to Mark. And let's check the replay. Aye, that worked. There you go. Replay's all working good. So we have the lag. We've got DJSimon on the right side, who seems to have fallen asleep. LS3 just getting into bulk. Simon, I think, is just going to win it. So he has a choice of either breaking or giving it to LS3, which he's chosen to do. So LS3 is going to be aggressive, and she's stunned into that too much and going in off. So Simon has, well, not an easy red, and he can't really get down for the black off this, I don't think. That's a good pot to start with. He's good on the blue. Now, if he's going to play for one of those two reds up in the top cushion, he needs to watch he doesn't snooker himself on the one he wants to pot. So there's a gap to get in up there. If we look at it from this angle, that's the gap he wants to get to. If he goes too far and ends up down there, well, he's took the other red. Probably a wise move, because this is always going to be tricky. In fact, it's not Simon, it's LS3, what am I talking about? Straight off the bat. Not quite yet, but not far off it. So welcome everybody. Don't forget, Friday night 9 ball is on. Slim should be live streaming that. Let's have a look. That's not where we want to go. Hang on a minute. That's better. Down at the business end of the table. I don't think there's an awful lot on after this red and black, so this is going to be too close to the cushion. Now, she could check this cue ball up and try and catch something in the reds, but I don't see anything on. She's trying to get a bit of left on it to come into them. Now you need a bit of luck, and not really come out that good. Now there is the one into the middle, and there is the gap to go on the black. You need to just play this as a little jabby stunt, sort of drag it off that red, but it's tight. It's a tight pot, and if you go too far, you'll snooker yourself on that black. And you had the right idea, the little draggy sort of kill shot. Now again, looking up the table here, she needs to go up towards the blue to get that red in the left. Plenty of room to get there. But I don't know whether she's going to try and come back to me, because it's a bit of an angle in this black. She's digging in, so you have to be going forward and all out to try and get some damage done. And, well, she's got a long red into the baulk pocket. She's got the red above the pink into the side. And this will just be a dead weight roll to give it every chance to drop in. Going to be on a baulk colour anyway, or the blue. This is going to no man's land. It's going to be another long red. Well, that's no good either. I don't fancy Simon's next shot though. And that's what to do. And that's pretty tight, I think. Yeah, well, the angle is there off the left side cushion to get to the clump of 5 reds there. I don't know why he's not looking at that. How's his luck? Well, he's going to get another go at that because there's nothing on for LS3. Now let's have a look when this ball gets replaced. See, if you look there, there's enough room to put a bit of right on that cue ball and go off the rail up to those 5 reds above the black. And he's not even looked at it yet. Sooner or later he might actually take a bit more time and look at what he has available. Now, he's tried 2 goes at that. He's forever looking over this side where you haven't got an angle, you need to spin that right up. But you can get past the green. You can get past the green there to get to those 5 reds. And that's far too tight. He needs to go closer. He needs to go a closer line to the green. Aye, that like that. That's where he needs to go. There. And a wee bit of right. And that's far too much right. And far too heavy though. But he did have enough right. I thought he had far too much, but it was too heavy. It touched like a sledgehammer. But LS3 did the right thing. You know, take your points and then run. You know, don't be doing anything silly. And it's, you know, you're putting yourself in a strong position. Already got a good lead. And again, loose red on the right hand side. Black tied up, pink tied up, so it's hard work to score. Blue's the obvious ball to play for most of the time. How does that look? None of those 2 reds go, they're all cluttered up in the pink. So you've got the 1 red not doing an awful lot with the cue ball, I would imagine, and probably going to leave a bulk colour. Well, trying to get up the table. Now, looking at the angle on the green, let's see, this is too straight on the green. And there's only 1 red. Well, there's actually 2 reds. That one there will go. And if you can come down, if you can, in fact, you can screw off this green or stun up off the yellow and get down to here for that red there, because that one goes. And she should have looked at that. And that's a bit heavy, I think. Yeah, far too heavy. But had the idea of getting there for that red. That was the one I think she played for, because it definitely went. And this red will probably go into the side as well, though it's tight. I think there's enough of it showing that it will go into the side. Well, that was a good effort. And, well, a 46-point lead. Still enough points in the table for Simon, but he's going to have to wrap things up tight. Good evening to Cobra. By the way, Cobra, Rodney's been getting in plenty of practice in the Cowboy. Just giving you a word of warning. Well, I think, I mean, there's not a great deal of value in pot and red other than being in control of the table. So there's no blue, there's no pink or black, and she's fairly tight to the bottom cushion, so this might be getting ramped up with a lot of talk on this. No. Content to leave, well, a very long blue, but to me it's far better just playing a good safety, leaving this cue ball as close to the baulk cushion as possible. And again, that is a very good safety shot. That's got Simon in heaps of trouble. And that's the right way to do it. Well, I think he's left that red on into the middle. And there's an angle. There is an angle to stun it in. I mean, there's a cut as well on this one. That might be the better ball, as a matter of fact, because I think she can go out of there no problem. Brown will do, or green. In fact, I forgot the green's off its spot. And I think she can see enough of the green. Now, the problem with potting the blue is there's a very narrow window to get on that red between the pink and the other reds. You try to run through, and that angle's held, and that'll do nicely. So 53 in front. No, I haven't seen his profile picture. I'll see that tomorrow if he keeps it up. Well, she's collided with the blue. Now 57 in front, 59 still in the table. So just this red next to the pink will leave Simon needing a snooker. And I think she's got a pot in the pink. And this cue ball can come back across the table this side off that pink with the red next to the blue. Just to seal the deal. Oh, I thought she would have to run out there. That's fine. She's managed to drop it in dead weight. So blue and pink. Well, the blue goes. Cue ball can come back across for that blue off this. Needs to slow up though. Yeah, a bit too heavy. But nevertheless, all the hard work's done. Frame is won. And 1-0 to LS3. Cobra's got a very childish picture, is that right, Semi-Pro? What is it? Is it a baby in a potty or something? And anyway, just for any latecomers, earlier this afternoon, Stubb was playing Matt. In the match that never was, and Matt was 5-0 up. And if he'd kept it tight enough, he would have probably won it 6-0. But in the end, Stubb ended up winning 3 in a row, and it got tight. Eventually, Matt ran out. We are also looking to see that that Albinario match gets sorted out. Albinario shows as a forfeit in the bracket, but I think that will be rectified. Well, Simon was trying to pot a few balls. It didn't last long. Well, I watched a little bit of the Open Championship this afternoon, and I saw the forecast last night, and the forecast was saying that once the cold front moved through and the rain cleared, it would brighten up. But I distinctly remember the weatherwoman last night saying the breeze is going to pick up. Well, the breeze picked up and it decimated the field. You had John Daly after his first round yesterday of 82. He quit. Never started his second round. Phil Mickelson I think he was in the same boat, never started his second round. There was at least 3 players bailed out. And then those that did play today, there was only 1 player under par. In the rest of the field, there were players dropping strokes left, right and centre. It's amazing what a wee bit of breeze does. Well, Miasma said he could. But I don't know whether you heard the story, Simon. And this is third party. Semi-Pro told us this, that Albinario had been sending proposals, which I would believe 100% that Albinario would be doing that. This guy Rosin or whatever didn't respond, and then what's supposed to have happened is it got down to the deadline or within minutes of it. He then accepted the proposal and or whatever, and of course Albinario is nowhere to be seen. He doesn't know, and the match ended up being a forfeit. That's the story. We need to hear it from Albinario's lips. And like I said earlier to Miasma, I've never seen this guy Rosin play in a tournament. I don't think that guy will play anyway. In fact, I think he just got lucky that he turned up and Albinario wasn't there. I think that was that was the idea. I just think that he may well have signed up for these things before, but he's never played. I could be wrong. Well, Simon is in, and there's points to be had here. I don't know that that was the wisest move he's ever made. Although he's been fortunate, he's landed on a red. So he's got the blue, no problem getting on the red, and a roll through for the black is the idea here. So he needs to get the right line in this red, and that'll do it. And he's just, again, this is where players are getting caught out a lot. This cue ball will run. You've got to take a little bit off it. He's now gone past the square on this 8 ball, this black ball, not the bloody 8 ball. And this makes life more difficult, trying to hold the cue ball, and thereby the miss follows. So it's only 28. There were those couple of reds that are sort of sitting on the pink spot, they both went. And Simon was lucky that he not only missed the black, but he didn't get good on a red. Oh, I've never seen this Rosin guy. I don't know. I've never seen him play in a tournament. So, Simon is in again. Now, those 2 reds I was talking about, he's got to stop the cue ball leaking away here, but if he lets it run forward, well, he's got 1 into the middle. That goes past the pink. Never even looked at that. Now, well, I think now's the time to get a bit of juice into this and try and get a bump here. Well, looking at what he did with the cue ball there, I have no idea what he was thinking or whether he was thinking at all, because he really should have juiced that up to get into the reds, because he was never on a red going there with the cue ball. So I don't know what he thought he was doing. That certainly wasn't the shot. He had to jack up and get stunned into those reds there. And again, because he played it so badly, in fact, that's probably the best thing that LS3 could have done there, going in off, because had it finished there, Simon had an easy start. So, by hook or by crook, Simon's already 49 in front here, and he's not gone about it the right way. What the hell's happened here? My bloody telly remote's going weird. It's just jumped straight to a separate channel, an empty channel in my telly there. My remote's playing up because I've got a combined telly monitor. I don't even think you can buy them now, and it just jumped to a blank channel. Ended up with a black screen. Well, the danger for Simon here is that I think all of these reds are now on, and he's got to get himself over the line. And he's absolutely no problem getting on a red here. He just needs to stun the yellow in, get a hold of the cue ball, not going off into that right side pocket, and he'll be good to go. Well, Simon now with a 61-point lead, 59 left in the table. But he wants to get a few more of these reds just to get any idea out of LS3's head of playing for snookers. Well, I think we all heard of that, and surprisingly, no problems in the things I had to do. I had to pay a couple of bills online. That all went fine. We had no problems at our work, none at all. So it obviously affected some. In fact, our system at work for our .com, you know, the system that prints out all the labels and everything, it's a Windows system. I don't know what version of Windows it is. It's like Windows bloody Vista or something. It's that old, but no problems in our system at all. Well, that's what happens. You know, the world now is connected by computers, and when you get an issue like that, now obviously somebody's going to swing high for that at that company. Somebody's going to have to take the hit. Well, this is a nice little end to the frame for Simon. Break of 42 and counting. Needs to get past the blue. Needs to keep going. And he just got there. Well, this may well settle Simon once he's found his feet and found his pace. But he's still got to keep things tight and got to pick and choose what's worth going for, and when the safety's a better option. And I think he's got the double. Oh, very nearly. So a good finish for Simon. Break of 58. And a match that is up for grabs at 1 apiece. Well, this is very good weight from LS3. That's exactly where you want to be. Although there might be enough of this red showing. Not enough to pot it though. And that red's leaking out. And Simon will be having a go at this now. Total dead weight shot here. Let's have a look. If he just rolls at dead weight, I don't know that he can hold this at that angle. I think he's got to try and get out of there. Well, he is trying to hold it. We'll see whether he can. Yes, he can. No, it's... Why did I keep saying Simon? It's bloody LS3. Well, black will go in at the spot, but that's then blocked by the red. Now, let's see if there's enough room for that red. I don't think there is, if it comes to it at some point. I think that red's too tight to the back of the black once the black spots. If it does go in, that is. Well, it's now moved, so it's now blocking from another side. I haven't a bloody clue who it is. I don't know what one's playing. Well, Simon, I think got that wrong. I think he missed the red he was playing for there. Well, no problem getting on the next red. Problem is the pink's tied up. You're going to have to travel back up the table, or back down the table as we look. And probably, I think going forward is the one option, get you up at least to the blue, and if you get the pace right, you'll be on the blue. If not, green again. That needs to keep running, needs to keep going, and it's shot slightly the wrong side, so the green has got a slight angle, so big juice up on the screw back here, and just overcooked it again. Well, I suppose you can call this a sort of shot to nothing, try and cut that red in. At least you're getting the cue ball down to the bottom of the table here. Right, well, I think you'd be crazy to try and cut that black just to get into the reds. There is one red at the back of the pack which is very tight, and even if you got here on it, I think you're clutching at straws to pot that. So, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm getting in behind that yellow. That's what I'm doing. The blue's covering the left side of the table. If you play the brown and get in behind the yellow, you'll get good cover. So once again, LS3 plays the wrong shot there. No value in potting that blue ball other than 5 points. The shot was play the brown and run in behind the yellow. That's what you play every day of the week. So that you know, that's like a bit of the 9-ball brain working LS3 there. No value in the 5 points. And to me, it was far easier to play the safety and look for cover behind the yellow. And I don't understand why players don't see that. It's the obvious shot. Any inbred snooker player like me from years ago would always be playing. I'd never have given that a second thought. Well, that cue ball is only 6 foot short from the vault cushion. And that black ball has just bumped out the jaws. And so Simon has a start, although he's not going to get much from it, to be honest with you. Let's have a quick look at this. There's nothing on at all. Well, that's just not gone far enough, but he had the right idea. The LS3 is going to be bumping these reds open, and we might have a situation here. Well, that's another red in the loose, and Simon can get it now. I think this time he's got to just come into those 2 reds to try and open them up and hold for the black. I don't know whether he can do it. Clearly not. Now the problem he's got is that he's got to roll the brown in and roll far enough. Well, he's playing safe, but I don't know why he's not potting the brown in this case. Trying to duck behind the yellow. Well, that's fine. I know, give him that. But what the point is here is that if he'd rolled the brown in this time and got on the red, he could have maybe took a risk to stun and open the reds and got on a colour, but that's playing for luck. The worst thing that could have happened is you might have finished in the black. That might have been a time to maybe attack a wee bit there, but I've got nothing against him ducking and diving. Now that's a very good hit. Oh, that was LS3 again, wasn't it? Or was it a foul? Ah. Oh, right, so he didn't hit the yellow then. I missed that. I was busy looking at the ball. I never looked at the top, at the HUD there. Well, maybe it would have been better to do what I said, roll the brown in and get on that red into the left middle. Well, this time it's LS3 that goes in off. Oh, well, that's a bad miss there. But look at where the cue ball's gone. Well, LS3 will be taking this one on. But she's going to be struggling for a colour, really. If she's getting out of there, if she hits this at the right pace and gets the right angle on how it comes off the cushion, she could finish in the green into the left middle. No, she's gone wide. Well, she still probably will finish in the green or the yellow. But where's the other points coming from? Well, there's one red at the top of the bunch goes. Nothing else goes. But again, LS3 is just not finding the pace with the cue ball. Overhit that by quite a margin. But that red goes into the middle. But can she see it? No, she can't. So up into the long grass behind the yellow is the plan here, because the angle's good to get there. And the pace looks good. The length looks good. That's very well played. Excellent shot. I mean, there is an edge of the red showing. Good line and length there from LS3. Now that cue ball needs to travel because that red at the top of the bunch goes. I don't know whether LS3 is going to be aggressive here and go hell for leather. No. That would be a bit overly aggressive. So thin edge again, same idea. And again, this pace looks very good. I like the pace in this. Excellent. Now, the one worry here is if Simon goes to come up to the back of the pack, he needs to come up this side because that, in fact, that red has enough room to go in off the jaw. I'm not quite sure why he's playing that at that pace. I mean, if you're playing to any red, it should be the red that's up in the cushion. The problem is if you finish this side of it, you're going to leave it on in a pot into the other corner. Now he's going to go for the spin into the reds, but like I say, that red in the middle there of the three in the left hand side, it does go tight past the black. And there's the problem, and what I said before that is finishing this side of the red, but he's actually come out into the table, so that's fine. Now this needs a wee bit of left hand side in the cue ball. The reason I say that is that when you come off that red and the cue ball hits that cushion, you want to send it off the cushion to run in behind the yellow again, but I don't think she put any help in English or side on the cue ball there to get there. Well, this has got LS3 in trouble, and the reason for that is she's blocked the left side. The right side has got traffic in the way here for this cue ball, and this has got to go tight to the corner to get out of there. And that's why she put loads of right on it, because that had to go tight around the angles. But look at the damage it's done. And all she's hoping is to get just a good length in the cue ball. There's an easy roll in the red. Black sitting there handy. And there's points here for Simon. He's 20 behind. So he's looking to get rid of that deficit. It wouldn't have done any harm if he'd actually got over the right side to get on that brown and get the brown out of there, because he had two reds sitting waiting on him. But you know, as it is, he's sitting good on the red. Got to watch he doesn't snooker himself in the black here. He's went forward. I thought he was maybe going to stun that in. Well, now he's got a decision to make, because he's fairly straight in this black, and he can stun it in hard, and he's certainly got a red he can play on. He looks as if he's rolling through for the one in the middle. That'll work. And he may well brush off this red, and he could end up taking the brown this time. I mean, if he takes the blue, he can roll through for the open red there, but if he takes the brown, he's got less to do to get on the red. And that tidies things up a wee bit. So dead weight, roll it in, leave an angle in the black. If you're looking at this red that's on the cushion here, well, it's not on it, so that should be a comfortable enough red to pot. You just don't want to be straight on it like that. He's got a very, well, in fact, there's barely an angle there. He's just going to roll this in. Well, now this is a pressure one, because if he gets this and gets on that red, well, any of them, he's good to go to get to the lead here. Well, like I say, I mean, if there was any warning for LS3, it's the fact that, you know, Simon doesn't get any table time at all half the time. So, you know, you're into the third frame now. He's going to find his pace. He's going to settle down. And he will score. And that's left in no man's land. Now he's got to make a decision. He's got the lead, but it's not a winning lead. Big pot on here, and that's not got the line, but the end result is good. Now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. I think he may well have played that. It could have been a half-hearted attempt at the pot, but where the cue ball's finished, he'll settle for that. And LS3 doesn't get the hit, and Simon now certainly won't be giving this back. Table's sitting pretty nice here. 33-point lead, and this will secure the frame. So, DJSimon, after losing that first frame, I think we would say he's going to settle right into the match with a 2-1 lead. So, we're into frame number 4. DJSimon to break. Watch that red coming up the table. And the LS3's got a pot on, and the black is available. But she's now under a wee bit of pressure. And she knows that given the opportunity, Simon's going to feed off balls that are available. Oh, that's not what she wanted. Wanted that up at that. Where the yellow ball is right now, that's where she sort of wanted the cue ball, maybe down to about there so she could get onto a colour better. So if it hadn't hit that yellow, she'd have been pretty good on a red. But once again, though, the length on that cue ball for the safety is excellent. Well, Simon got it wrong, got it too thin, hit it in the way back, and a fairly comfortable red for LS3 now. I presume she can run through. And there are... No, she obviously wasn't comfortable that she could run through without maybe catching the pack. Decided to get out of there. And what you don't want is having to pot long colours and stuff, you know, having to pot long balls to stay at the table, especially when there's points available, because you can't pot these all the time. But potted it well, held the cue ball well, simple roll through for the black, and she's off and running. So there's the two reds at the back of the black, they can be tidied up, and she actually needed to run through a wee bit further there. This is a bit uncomfortable, this now. So this will be the red she'll be playing for, I would assume. This one here. Looks as if she's trying to drag the pace off this. Yeah, in fact, she's dragged the pace right off it. She's on the blocking red, and that's very well done. So got to get out and high enough on this black. It's imperative that she gets high enough on the black here. And that'll do. That's fine. She can roll this in and roll through and get rid of the other red. She could even, in fact, no, she wouldn't want to stun this. Just roll through. Oh dear, that's a bad miss. And I'll tell you why she missed it. Look at how the cue ball come off that cushion there. She had a big chunk of right hand side in the cue ball to check it off the cushion and stop it running away. But that's why you miss a simple black ball like that. I don't think she needed to do that. I think you just needed to run through the cushion and leave yourself the angle so you can roll the red in and come out for the black. So that was a bit of a mistake there from LS3. Simon has got the cue ball in an awkward spot. Can certainly get the edge of the red, but it's the damage that the red does depending on how thick you hit this. And that will do very nicely. Simon's in trouble. Green comes to the rescue. No shot available on the right hand side. Now, that red's in the way of coming off the cushion and going to that red. The line is affected by that red. I'm looking to see what the options are here. I mean, you can try the professional snooker safety shot by going around the angles and trying to brush the red on the edge and coming up the table. But Simon's all over the place with that. He'll be getting another go at that unless he leaves LS3 on something. And he hasn't really. That red is tight. It does go past the black, but it's too tight. I think, in fact, the brown, I think you need to go. Well, that's very well done. For a second attempt, that was excellent. How's his luck? Well, not great. He's left a red on, but that was very well played. The second attempt there, miles out in the first one, but He got it fairly spot on in the second one. It's just unfortunate that a red's come loose. And LS3 now has a chance to build up a comfortable lead here because there's plenty of reds to choose from. Well, she's held the black spot and maybe wants to quickly remedy that situation here because she can get up the table and go on that black. Probably end up taking the blue though, where the cue balls ended up, but you need to get that black down here quick if you want to score. And that red, and out of the bunch of reds that we're looking at, that red on the right side there would be the ball. But again, she's playing to tidy up the middle of the table here first. I don't know that she's sitting ideally on this red. No, completely the wrong angle. And the cue ball is either going to have to run and avoid traffic. And it hits the red. Oh, it finds a gap. And would you believe it? She's going to be playing the black to come up the table now. This shot here, the one thing you want to do is get the cue ball here. You don't want to hammer this. You don't want to play for that red. You want to play for this one. I mean, you can. The thing is, it's a small target to get to that one, and she hasn't got there. And if she's played for that one, she's overhit it. If she's played for that one, she hasn't hit it at all. That was the ball she should have been playing for there. And now she's having to recover the situation by taking on a plant. 53-point lead. Well, that's very well done. And back in business here to secure this fourth frame. The break is 31. Little nudge on these two reds. Wouldn't go amiss. Now, it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. Well, this is a bit crazy if she's taking on the pot. Oh, very well done. Well, that's secured the frame. So we're going to be 2-all at the mid-session interval, as they say. But we ain't having one. Nice Van Cobra. That sounds like a Dutch footballer. It definitely does. It sounds like a Dutch striker. Well, there's 51 points left in the table. Now she pots the pink and these last two reds with blacks. I think she can get 100. Commentator's eye. Oh, that's not going to get to the pocket, is it? No. So, two apiece. 56 break by LS3. And, well, Simon can pot the black. He's got to keep, well, he's potting the pink, but he's got to keep this red in the table if he's going to do something crazy and try and get snookers. But he ain't got a snowball's chance in hell here of getting anything. Oh, is it a Del Boy van? I can never remember the game I had. I've still got it in the PS3, but it was a kart racing. It was a sort of kart racing game. It was a brilliant multiplayer game, and I can't remember what it's called. And I just wish they'd ever brought it to the PC because you could actually make your own tracks. You could make your own. You could not necessarily make your own vehicles, but you could modify the vehicles. I had a vehicle that was an identical thing to Del Boy and Rodney's three-wheeler, except it wasn't a three-wheeler, but it was the yellow colour and it had London, Paris and New York on it, that sort of text on it. And it was a brilliant, in fact the tracks you could make were brilliant as well. And I'm just surprised that they never developed that game further and brought it to the PC because it was great. And that was the one where I get banned. I made a Who vehicle as well with the character. I designed a character to look like what do you call him? Not Roger Daltrey. Bloody, what's his name? He had the white overalls on that he wore at the Isle of Wight Festival. I think it was 1970. Pete Townsend. Spitting image of Pete Townsend. He had the Pete Townsend nose and everything. And the wheels of the car were done with the Who logo. But I got banned for a week on the PlayStation system because I made a character that I immediately thought looked like Adolf Hitler. And so I put the character into the game and I get banned for a week. Wrong choice, not Keith Moon, no. It was Pete Townsend. I'll tell you, if I load the game up, I can. They took the Hitler character off me, but I've definitely still got the Pete Townsend. In fact, I might do that and actually get a picture of it. I actually have a little USB stick that's years old, and years ago I uploaded pictures from Gran Turismo 4, was it, or Gran Turismo 5, where I had made a track and I had pictures of me and my car on it. And goodness knows how old they are, but they're what? Well, they're more than 10 years old. I'd forgot I had them until I just sort of browsed through the USB stick. I've actually still got a version of VP3 on it, believe it or not. I uploaded that onto the stick as well for some strange reason. Can we get a face cam stream? No. Right, and next question. No, because I'll tell you why. Because I'm broadcasting in 60 FPS, right? The problem is my webcam only does 30. So if I have the webcam on, everything's out of sync. I need to get well. That's the next thing. I need to get a collection together to get me a I can't remember the name of the webcam, but it's a good webcam and it's 60 FPS. That would be better. Logitech that I got was top of the range at the time, but it's only 30 FPS. So if you're live streaming at 60, but you're doing a webcam at 30, it doesn't look good. I mean, depending on how much you pay me, I'll actually do it naked. In fact, that webcam must have come down in price now. I'll need to look for it. It must have dropped in price. I mean, it was a silly price to start with. It's bound to have come down in price now. And there'll be new ones that'll have come out that the guy, that's the great thing about YouTube. If you're ever thinking getting something, the first thing you do is you go into YouTube and you look at the reviews on it, which was the first thing I did when I was looking for the new keyboard. And the guy had a video on this little keyboard that I've got. And I thought, well, I'm looking for something that's space saving for a start, and this certainly saves space. So it was a YouTube video that sold that to me. So anything you're ever thinking of getting, there's always a review on it in YouTube. Unless it's some sort of sex toy, you're probably unlikely to find that on YouTube. Some old pensioner at 80-year-old sitting there with a big 12-inch black dildo telling you how good it is. I don't think you'll ever find that on YouTube. That's not the sort of subjects you should be looking at. Aye, that's a Love Honey website you need to go to for that kind of shit. Well, anyway, back to business. 2 frames apiece, LS3. Well, she's going to roll the black in, get that cue ball out, off the cushion, and sitting pretty nicely on the red, I think. Yep, that's fine. Now, this is where if she gets the right angle in this black, she can do some damage here. Got to get the angle. That isn't it, I don't think. It's not enough. But it's enough angle to come back off the black and get out for the red here. Or just roll through, play it safe, take the red into the middle. Well, she again, running that cue ball loose, you're asking for trouble. But that'll do. Not probably as planned. Now, why is she not looking at this red here? What's the problem with this red and getting on the black and trying getting the angle again in the black? I don't understand this. Well, to me, that's a mistake, because the gilt edge opportunity was potting that red, coming through off the cushion and getting the angle in the black to do some damage in these reds. And I missed a trick there. But I think LS3's been a wee bit more defensive doing that. I mean, fair play to her. There's still 3 reds there to be taken. There's no harm in doing that. But if you're going to be a wee bit more aggressive, then you had a chance to pot that red and try and get the angle in the black. You still had the backup plan of having the 2 reds available. You could have sort of killed 2 birds with 1 stone there, trying to go on that black in the right angle. These are the sort of things you've got to look for if you're trying to put runs together. Now, the reason I'm saying that also is because, she's on 35, got the right angle in the blue, so she's got 1 more loose red, and it becomes even more imperative that you get the right angle on that black to get the breakout if you can. So this is the telling shot here. Got to get the angle. And that's taking a big risk doing that off the red. But she's good. And Problem with that is that they've broke out, but they've not really broke out good. And she too much angle in this blue, but the roll through off the pink. Now, what's the angle like from her side? Let's have a look. Now, this cue ball wants to miss the reds. She's just trying to stun down for that red there, and she actually got on it. But, I mean, I suppose I can be critical that she should have maybe thought a wee bit more on her options and getting on that black if she was going to try and progress the frame. Well, Simon's missed that by quite a margin. And again, he might have got away with it. That red, well, that red goes. It's tight, but it goes. But she's doing the right thing. Heading up country. So LS3 with a 41-point lead. And I suppose also in this situation, she doesn't need to take risks. Now that she has that 41-point lead, the onus is on Simon to try and get back into this. Well, that cue ball's not got enough pace in it. Well, I think, who is it? Somebody said he was just taking a break. Now, when you say Ronnie and Trump tomorrow, is that the semi-final? Because if it's the first semi-final, it'll be at 7 o'clock in the morning our time, so you need to be up early. And I don't know whether you can watch it on that Yoku Chinese channel, because there's not a Chinese player in it, then they probably won't show it. Yes, I heard that Murphy beat Selby. The video is on YouTube to show you the highlights of the match, but I never got to watch it. I watched the highlights of the Ronnie O'Sullivan Ding match. I think Ding was unlucky. When you look at some of the stuff he had to take on, he was taking on brutal shots to try and stay in touch. Aye, well, if it's the first semi-final, 7 o'clock in the morning, just a pity I won't see it. Well, I might see some of it because, I mean, I'll finish at 9:45 tomorrow, and I've got a shop to do. I might catch the end of it, depending how long it lasts. I'll certainly be able to catch the second semi-final, no problem with that. In fact, I don't need to bother about finding a stream for it, because I keep forgetting I've got Discovery Plus, and that gives me live coverage of the Eurosport broadcast, so I'm fine. Well, LS3 is almost over the line in this frame, so this will be a good turnaround for her from 2-1 down to get into the lead. And again, no prizes for guessing what I'm doing here. You wouldn't even have to ask me. But she's hit that too hard. See, even that shot, okay, it's a snooker, but that cue ball should have been tight. When you're playing little touchy shots like that, you've got to zoom in. Take my word for it, zoom in, and you'll play them a lot more delicately. You know, that made it far too easy for Simon just to do what he's done. And I think he might have left the red on into the middle, but he wouldn't have been able to, no, he hasn't, but he wouldn't have been able to do that if he was stuck onto that yellow. So there's you know, I'm talking as a snooker player, there's little criticisms about certain things that LS3 does. She's not quite got a snooker brain, if you see what I mean. But, you know, she pots balls that good, as a lot of players do, but there's a lot of players that pot pot ball's good, but you know, having a snooker brain helps as well. There's certain things you need to be able to spot, certain situations that call for a wee bit of thought and strategy. And even a safety shot like rolling up to the yellow, you've got to nail it to the yellow. You've got to cut down options for your opponent. And if there's a cluster of red sitting and your opponent can get to a cushion, then it's an easy safety to roll onto those reds. You've got to make life more difficult. Now, as it is, Simon pots the black, takes him to 13, so he's 45 behind with 43 in the table. Now, that red, he's just brushed it through, and he's now, well, this is up and down past the yellow to find a line up to that red over the pocket. Big shot here for LS3. Yeah, it had to be tight, but it's not the line. Now Simon's now forced into potting this red. He should never be putting LS3 back in, that would be fatal. So he's got to get the red and get out of there for the black. And then he's got to keep that last red on the table and try and get the snooker from it. So now he's got to find a way to keep this red safe and try and put LS3 in trouble. And I mean, there's reasonable cover and a line behind that blue and brown. He's got to use that pink as a stopper, I think. Is he trying to get behind the pink? Oh, he hasn't hit it. Oh, that's fatal. Because this is going to get rolled dead weight into the corner pocket. That's the fatal mistake. And that's a bad miss, because now Simon's in a bit of a dilemma here. That red ball, he can certainly get out of there. He needs to get covered behind the yellow. He has done, but it's an easy hit. But as long as that blue and brown are sitting there like that, there's still a good chance to be able to use them. And he's got a chance right now. The danger is that if he doesn't get the cover behind any of these bulk colours, this red can be wide open over a pocket somewhere up in the top left. Oh, that's terrible. That is so bad, so badly played. And I have no clue what he was trying to do there, but that was not the shot. LS3's got a free cut on this red, and that'll be game over here as far as this frame goes. Did I say he needed a snooker? I thought he did. He does now. Right, so LS3 goes into the lead by 3 frames to 2. Now, just a reminder to those that don't know, we have the final of the Virtual Cowboy World Championship. Cobra defending his title tomorrow night at 6 PM British Summer Time against you Plonker Rodney. It'll be a race to 4, and I will be there for it. Well, Simon's still messing about here, but it's a complete lost cause. Well, you know what to do now, LS3. Just roll in behind that pink or black, and that'll kill the frame. Nice angle off the blue to get up there behind the pink and black. That's what I'd be trying. I'd be going round the angles just to try and play the snooker, because it's a good practice shot. So we're into frame number 6. This looks good behind the green. If it's got legs, it's got legs. That's perfect. And it's tight enough as well to cut down the angle that LS3's got. She's having to go 2 cushions here. Not going to graze the pink? Yes, it is. So she'll get another go at this, I would think. Now she can make an adjustment. Not adjusted enough. The problem is the blue is sort of in the way. Yeah, the blue's just getting in a sort of line here for this cue ball. That's better. And although she's left the red on, I mean, you can bump that other red and still hold for the black here. So there's a handful of points here for Simon. Get off the cushion. As soon as you start heading to cushions, you've got trouble. Now he's got a simple roll through, and would really want to get rid of this red here. Watch the pace. Well, it would have been nice if he had bumped the red. You know, if he'd bumped that red there, he'd have been fine on that red to the left of the black. The one that he's landed on is tight, but it goes. And now he may well be better on this red. That's the one that's a bit of a hindrance. No, that's terrible. Oh, he's got lucky. He has got lucky. He's rolled off the pack there, landed plumb on the red. Now again, Still back looking at that other red. There's no problem in potting that red. As long as you stun off the black and come up to there, you can get to the red no problem. And he's still on it now. Now, dead weight it had to be just to hold there for the black. Now we're looking at angles to do damage. There are still 2 loose reds to take here, but yeah, he's trying to get into them. He got into them, and he's break of 33 with a lead of 45. Break comes to an end. There are now at least 4 reds in play, and if LS3 pots that black at some point, there'll be another couple of reds in play. So this is danger here for Simon. Oh dear, but LS3's failed at the first hurdle. And Simon can make hay now. Doesn't need to do much with the cue ball. He's got the black into the left-hand side pocket. Well, again, I have got no clue what he's thinking there. Why isn't he just rolling through for that black? There's a red there he's always going to be on. Strange choice of shot to me. He might have finished too straight on this red as well. To me, it was far simpler just to get on that black and tidy that up. Well, now the test is playing specifically to a ball, because the reds aren't really open in such a way that you can play into it. Well, they are up here maybe. Is that tight enough? That's too tight. There's a narrow window to get on a red there. How's his luck with the bump? The black's taking all the pace out of it, and he's dead in the water. But again, I don't think Simon went about that the right way. He should have been concentrated on that black there to tidy that up. That should have been the first priority when he had such an easy shot to get onto the black. But nevertheless, he's got the 53-point lead, and the onus now is on LS3 to try and get back into this. Well, that red does go past the black, but this is a big, big shot. Yeah, and it's amazing how the black doubled in size there when you're trying to squeeze a red past it. Simon's got an easy safety. Got to get this thin though. And I mean thin. And that'll do. Now he needs to miss the bump in the brown. That's not quite as good, but what is good about it is he's blocked the right hand side of the pack, and that pink would have been a hindrance as well. But there is room behind the black to get out of there, off the edge of the red. And there's a good target to get to with the line off this red down to the brown and yellow. I think that's hit far too heavy. Not only that, Simon has got a roll-in red where he's going to brush the other red possibly, and if he plays it dead weight enough, he should be on the pink at worst. Well, I think he was maybe expecting a touch in the red there like I was, and now he's in an awkward situation. Overcuts it, so LS3 has her chance from 54 points behind. Table's not sitting great, but it's a start, and that's all crying out for when you're 50 odd points behind. You just want to get to the table. Now, pink still goes into the corner, no problem there. And it would actually be a very good idea could LS3 have got onto the top side of this pink, because that's the one that would do the damage with these reds. But she's going to have to make do with the black. And looking at the plant into this middle pocket there, that looks tightish to the jaw. Well, it looks better when you're down close to it. Big shot. And she's holding for the black. Oh no, I thought she was holding for the black there. Well, that'll do. Well, if ever you get a table now that is worth clearing up, this is it. Now sitting in prime position to run this table out and pinch this frame. Oh, that's under hit. Got to hit it. Got to hit it. And she's annoyed at that. That was a semi-pro wiggle there. Under hit that by about 4 or 5 inches to get on that black there. But now it's recovered. Oh, that cue ball, she hasn't got into it at all. Another poor one. Got to get a hold of the cue ball. And it's leaked away, and another recovery shot needed here in the pink. Well, she's going about it the hard way, but she's still at the table. The break goes to 35. She's 19 behind. And the colours are pretty much on their spots, except the brown, which is probably blocking the yellow into that other corner pocket, so she can only play the yellow into the top left when it comes to it. And that is very nicely played, comfortably on the green. Again, if the angle's good in the blue, you can just stun this in and come across to the left slightly for the yellow. Whichever she's happy with. Oh, it needs to slow down. That brush off the browns made it awkward. And this is not what you want. Yeah, this is no good. So nothing now but the safety. She's 1 point behind and got to get this safe, got to get this thin. And that'll do. I mean, at these distances, trying to get this brown the right connection is so difficult. And that's going to bounce. But there is just an edge. And LS3 should have good distance in this cue ball here, as long as she doesn't run into the blue. Trying to use the blue and pink, but not quite getting there. So now this is a critical shot for Simon. It's got to be thin, and if he gets this feather-like touch in this brown, well, the problem with that is he hasn't hit the cue ball. He needed to get that touch and get the cue ball down into bulk at least. LS3's got the opportunity to do to him what he should have done to her. And that's perfect. It might not be giving her cover, but look at the distance. Now Simon looks as if he's trying to hold this cue ball there and, you know, double the brown. And that is well done. I think he's got the cover. Yep. LS3 in bother now. Not difficult to hit the brown, but no idea where this is going. Not a clue where it's ending up. It might not end up too bad though. But no prizes for guessing what's happening next. Now Simon's got to execute this right, because he can nail LS3 here, unless the brown goes, that is. Well, it does go, comfortably goes. What am I talking about? Well, Simon 3 points behind, but still got to think about getting on the blue half decent. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, maybe it'd have been better playing the snooker, because clearly that was easier shot. And this ain't easy though. What's Simon saying in the chat? I'm looking right at it. In goes the brown. LS3 with a 7-point lead. She still needs blue and pink. Well, LS3 is now going to have a 4 frames to 2 lead. Well, the match is an hour and what is it? 7:15 it started, wasn't it? So it's an hour and 35 minutes old. Which is not bad for 6 frames of snooker. Well, I don't know that was very well played. Does that red go? It does go. Yeah, he's trying to get right down onto the cushion there. But the red cleanly goes. But they're not easy. if you're hitting these balls at any sort of pace to these pockets, they've got to be clean. You hit the jaws at any pace like that, they don't go down. So Simon's got a start. Now he needs to miss the red. Well, in fact, he's took evasive manoeuvres to avoid running into the red going forward. And that's left him awkward in the black as well. Now, if he's going to be aggressive, now's the time to do it. And he was, but he wasn't on the line at all with the black. And that black is very tight, but it does go. It's extremely tight. But you need to get right behind it to play that comfortably. Oh, now, that's what I forgot to do. Just give me a minute. Hang on a second. No, that's not what I was wanting to do. Hold on. I will reset the camera for a start. I'll do that. I will do that. Go up to... I'm trying to find Slim's link.
Gymnastics.
Hang on. Who's playing? Just a quick look to see who's playing. Well, obviously Slim's playing. He's playing DJ Riru. Well, he's got the angle in the black to come down for the red on the cushion behind the black spot. Now, that was, again, played entirely wrong, far too heavy. All he needed to do was drop the black in and drop down for the red. He's making his life so complicated. I have no clue what he was thinking there. Why not just drop the black in, leave yourself an angle on the red up in the top cushion, you're back in the black. Well, LS3 didn't get a hit. And Simon can see that that red goes. Now he's in a dilemma as to whether he puts her back in to play the first shot again. But he's decided that he's going to play. But he's not taking on the red quite rightly. Now he needs to get some cover. And he's got that. And that now forces LS3 into playing off the pack. Well, this is almost suicidal. It's an all or nothing shot. And he needs to get lucky. That's the problem with it. You need to get lucky. He ain't got that. Well, he's lucky that he can actually see another colour. But got to try and rest this cue ball on the pink. And he can do that off the brown. Well, not a bad effort. Yeah, this is... I mean, the obvious red to play off is the one in the top left as we look. That's the one to play, because you can get back down into balk off that. The problem is that the red on the right-hand side up table there, that's wide open. Well, LS3's made a decision all out for the pot on the other red. But working at distance again. Now the red on the top left is the one that needs to go. Well, there's a result come through from that match that started earlier. Whiskey has won it by 6 frames to 3. So well done to him. Now I think you can come across onto the top railing out for that black. If you bump the other red, that's a shot. That will get you there. It was a brave shot to play, but I think the angle was there to come in behind that black ball. What you're trying to do is tidy up the table. There's blocking reds up there for that black, and that one in the top left there is the one that's causing an issue. That one there is the one you want to get rid of there. And dropping this blue in will bring the cue ball nicely out for that red. And that's now she's in business. Apart from the fact she's left herself too straight in the red. Going to have to pinch a wee bit here. Yeah, didn't quite pinch enough. What the hell happened here? Why the hell have I jumped to that? I have no clue how that happened. Bloody thing's got a life of its own. Well, LS3 misses the black. Now, all of these reds go, but those two on the top cushion are the ones that have to get dealt with. And Simon hasn't got on that one on the far side. He's going to have to play the bailout shot in the red in the middle of the table. He's the right angle on the blue this time. But again, it's such a narrow window to go on that red. He'll probably just end up taking what's there first. Now, if he gets good on the black here, he can then play for that red on the far left-hand side there on the top cushion. And I think he should be able to do that here. If he just rolls the black in, he should be able to leave enough gap to see that red and deal with it. Quick look. Oh, he's left it short again, I think, has he? Oh no, he can just get it. He could just get it. But he's left the cue ball a bit short in the black. Just a tad. And again, it's gone to the far jaw, but it acts as a blocker. So Simon's got a 16-point lead. in what for him is now a very important frame. And clearly the safety zone is towards that black. Now you might end up seeing the reds coming over here. The only good thing about this is the fact there's only 2 reds left in the table, so it won't last long. Now you've got to see whether there's enough room, and there isn't enough room. So that black's got the cover on the whole pocket. Well, I thought that was very tight. I thought it was covered, but that was very well picked out by LS3. Commentator's eye failed there. Excellent shot. Brave enough to have a go at it. Deserved to get it. Well, she who dares wins. This will square it up, 39 points apiece. Got to make sure she doesn't snooker herself behind the blue. Well, this will be the make or break one. Getting on this green. Well, now there's a problem with the pink. You would normally pot this and just run it over the other side for the brown into the same pocket. And she's okay, but she hasn't hit it, and I think that's why she's ended up missing the pink, because she hasn't hit the cue ball there. If the cue ball had gone through on a faster line, it would have probably bumped that pink. So now this is a big shot on the brown. Yeah, that was asking too much. Well, what does Simon do now? He's only 5 behind. He's obviously got the pot in the brown. And again, he's got to watch the pink as well, so he's digging in to avoid it. And he hasn't dug in far enough because he's not hit it hard enough. And now he's got a pressure pot. And it goes, and the cue ball's coming in a good line. He might be on top of this black ball though, because it's finished fairly straight. Tell a lie, he only needed a... No, he didn't. He needed the pink and black. Well, he's just sold out. Or has he? Ah, he's what, 4 in front, so LS3 still to go on the black. Well, good luck with that. Oh, this would probably be a foul in real snooker, but in VP4 you can get away with it. Well, Simon was on the brink there, and he's now on the proverbial last chance saloon. 5-3 down. Or 5-2 down, sorry. Well, I think in Simon's defence, and I'm going to defend him here for once, if he had, a lot more table time, and this is all he was playing, he would have far better touch, and he'd be able to score heavier. See, there's a poor one from LS3, because she's got a touch like a sledgehammer in that one, because the cue ball's leaked out and left the red on down the rail, and well, you're not really going to get decent in the black, I don't think. He's hung the red though. So the black's out of commission for the time being. Yeah, it's like everybody. I mean, back in the day, I used to play VP for hours, especially in VP3, but, that was when, I don't know whether I was working at the time or whatever, but, in fact, I'll tell you, my working hours were completely different. I was sort of 9 to 5 at that time, and, that gave me a lot more time to play, and been up at 4 o'clock in the morning now, I've got no notion to play at all. I'm just so knackered. So everybody's lifestyle changes, and that's why, it's also why people have come and gone from VP4 over the years. I'm not going to say grown up, but they've gone elsewhere. They've got, families, jobs to take care of, got to bring money into the house, and games don't take priority for that. Games are only then a fleeting pastime. No, I'm still in 10. I've just got my 10-year badge, Simon. I got that in, when did I get it? Was it June or May? Can't remember now. I've got my 10-year badge to go with my 5-year badge. Yeah, this is going to be difficult to get anything out of this visit. Well, right here and now, I'm playing the pink and dropping behind the yellow. That's what I'm doing. And that is not the shot. I suppose when you're 5-2 down, attack might be the best form of defence, but not in a snooker table, it's not. It was so easy to play that pink and drop behind the yellow and wait for a better opportunity. Now, does that red go at the back of that cluster there? Yes, it does. And that's going to give LS3 the opportunity. Well, again, that's a poor miss. That is a poor miss. It was so easy, that red. And, if you take these reds in the right order, I think it was a great chance there to put a stack on. And she's let Simon off the hook there. Now again, Simon has the opportunity to stick her in behind the yellow. Or the pink. One of the two. Now, as long as there's distance, it always makes a safety shot that more difficult. Oh, miscue. Well, she'll get that again, probably get it right this time, but you know, that's the dilemma. You know, from where the cue ball was, Simon might have been better to play the safety shot himself there, because she'll probably get this right now. And that pink and yellow is the target. There's a gap round behind that black and a line to take this cue ball behind that pink and yellow. Commentator's eye, I like the pace. It needs to miss the pink though. Well, it was a good effort because you've got the right idea for that, because that's what you're doing when you're playing a safety shot. You've got to look at an area that you want to put that cue ball in. You can't just hit the red and hope for the best, you know, and hope just to get distance. You've got to aim for a target, and the pink and yellow were clearly the target there, and the LS3 had the right idea, just got unlucky she bumped the pink. Well, now this is a situation you don't want. I mean, okay, you can bump the red up the table. You've just got to bump it up at the right angle because you don't want to send it over a pocket. I mean, that'll do, because that's actually finished awkward now for LS3. Now, there is a possible shot to nothing on here. That red there cuts. But what you're really doing is you should maybe looking at a plant here, but I don't think the plant's on. That's never on. You've got to play that third red. Now that was nuts. I don't know. Again, I don't think she spotted that, or maybe she just didn't want to risk hanging it over the pocket. But I would have actually played that thin cut in the red. Well, now again the obvious, and again hit far too heavy because it's opened up angles for LS3. That cue ball tight in the pink. She's going to have to go like two cushions to get to a red, at least. And that's going nowhere. That's never getting there. And what Simon got here, is there anything that interests him? Not really. And now she'll get it. She'll get the pace better. She's looking to come into the back of those three reds, I think. Are up by the black spot. And now it might be different. Simon's got the red into the middle. He's got the red in front of him, but the cue ball isn't going to go good off that red. So red into the middle, run forward for the blue, but he's now again, I don't understand that shot, because is the black going to get tied up here? Well, the black's certainly going to be blocking a red into one pocket. Now, obviously, from this side, you've got that blockage there. Now, I think he can stun through the gap here. Oh no, he could hold it. That'll work, but the problem is he's in no man's land. I think, to me, if the angle was there, I would have stunned that in and come through the gap there to get on that red. And talking of reds, Simon's missed it. I mean, he's got a lead, and it's scrappy like this. If he just keeps coming to the table and potting a red in colour every time, then he's still going to build up the lead. But with the reds that are still left in the table, you know, one good pot and one good colour. Now, where's this finishing? Well, it can be cut in. That will cut in. No, he's got to go 100% if it's the brown or the yellow. I don't think I've showed a replay in the match tonight, have I? There's one. And back to live picture. Nice angle in this pink. Just got to check the pink spot. See, this pink won't spot, I don't think. It'll go in the blue spot. It's very tight if it's going to spot it. Well, in fact, we won't need to check it because it didn't go in. And, well, this is a chance to get rid of some of that deficit. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, that's a disaster. Well, Simon got to come back up the table here. It needs to get legs. So he has the lead. It's not a frame winning lead, not quite yet. Oh, he's missed that. He's missed the green. He's going to be plumb. That's perfect. Oh, if it slows up, it is. If it slows up, he's okay. So this red will definitely secure the frame. And he will live on to fight the next frame. So we are now 2 hours and 4 minutes into the match. No, you don't have replay in VP4, which is something that Steve overlooked completely in the sense of how it works. You know, replay is when you're in the game playing somebody, you can then hit a replay if you come to the table or if they choose to hit a replay after the shot. What Steve wanted to do is, or what he should have done is made the replay available to everybody, i.e. the spectators. When you're in a room, you should be able to replay a shot and watch it yourself. But that's probably too complicated. But the replay function that I'm using is an XSplit broadcaster. It's a feature within the program, and I can set a time that it will replay. For example, if I want the length of the replay to be default, it's defaulted at 10 seconds. I've adjusted it to 11 seconds, which seems pretty good. And above all, I've got it working again because I hadn't had it working because I kept forgetting how to set it properly, but that's all been ironed out. So we're in frame number 9, and the risk is stating the obvious. Simon needs to win everything to survive. And LS3 in a whole heap of trouble here. Well, that's the second attempt. She'll get another go at it. Now, if she hits the blue, she's not... I mean, the worst thing that can happen, she can leave a pot on that red on the far right there. But if she hits the bottom end of this blue, not the top side of the blue, if she hits it like that, the cue ball was heading towards baulk. She just got it a bit too thick. It was almost a good shot, but see that she has left a shot at the red. The reds are all clustered, so there's not a chance for a big score here for Simon unless he somehow get into those that whole pack. So it's unlikely he's going to get a barrel load here. So and again he's hit that so badly. That's terrible. He's hit it so badly, and he's given LS3 a free ball. Well, now he's going to get a taste of his own medicine here in a second. Now, like I keep telling people, when you're about to roll up onto a green like that, or even play something delicate and pull, you got to zoom in so that you can get that finer touch. And if you've never tried it, try it. Give it 2 or 3 goes, and you'll find that it's a lot more comfortable to play a little delicate touch shot when you're just rolling up dead to a ball, or at least you're trying to. Don't play it at your normal zoom. Well, something's going to come out of this pack now with this shot. There you go. And the cue ball is weak. It's so short. But again, at the risk of repeating myself, when the black's down here next to the blue and the pink's tied up, LS3's got a lot of hard work. So the opportunity now to get the black on its spot. That's the first objective. Well, she's playing the blue because obviously it had the better angle to get down onto these 2 reds. And now it is going to have to be down to a baulk colour. There's nothing doing there. Well, the brown, you can stun this in and go tight around the corner and across if you're brave. If you start going forward, well, she didn't get it tight into the corner in the way I was talking. It's opened up too wide. I don't see anything in the pack that's going. Is that going to find the gap? Not quite. Now, Simon might be nudging a red over a pocket here, so he's got to be careful. And he's going to leave the shot. Need to get the cue ball out. Well, that'll do. Going to be a long haul this for LS3. A lot of travelling with the cue ball. Oh dear. That's another bad miss. And he's landed on one. Now again, with the black where it is, if you end up getting on it somehow and potting it, you're going to have two reds that will go provided you're on the right side of them. I'm just thinking ahead here. I mean, that's not anywhere really good. And that cue ball hasn't quite ran far enough. Again, the right idea, but it's given LS3 an easy safety. She looks as if she's lining up the pot. Again, this is nuts. No way would I ever be playing this red. Never I hope I'd play this red. Because you just don't know that you're going to have a shot in the colour. That's the first problem with it. But she's ended up with a shot in the pink. I would never have played that. Granted, she's trying to win a match, but the penalties for missing that can be severe. Especially up against, well, with reds like this, if she'd missed there, these could all have been Simon's. You know, it was a crazy shot, and she came out good on it. 9 times out of 10, you don't come out good on shots like that when you're really hoping for luck to get on a colour. So the sensible snooker player doesn't do that. It never plays a shot like that. And that was just taking too much of a risk. She's going to look a hero if she ends up getting the frame winning break, but believe me, you don't want to get into that sort of habit. It will never work out in the long run. Believe me, it won't. Now, did I leave Slim Stream on? Did I get Slim Stream back up? Yes, I did. And he's now playing Bankster. And he's on the one-loss side. And it's 2 apiece. Well, this is going to be nice on the pink. And it might end up being the frame winning and match winning break. But if you're ever going to take any sort of tip from me, the way that red was sitting, there's no way you pot that red or you take that pot on, for the simple reason of what I said. You're running into balls. You're not playing. You've got any idea that you're getting in a colour, so you never play that. Well, it isn't quite a frame and match winning break. The break ends. Excuse me, I've had a drink of water now. I've got the hiccups again. The break is 25. And that there might be sayonara to Simon, because he's left the red on. LS3 doesn't have to do anything to get on a colour. The pink's wide open. Although she decided to run around the corner. Now she's got lucky again there. You know, she's letting that cue ball run around the corner. All she had to do was drop it in and had the pink into the middle. And she got a lucky brush there. This playing shots that, you know, leave yourself to chance. Why not play the definite shot that guarantees you're on the colour? I don't understand that way of thinking. But like I say, it's, you know, potting balls, yes, you tick that box for LS3, she can pot balls, but in terms of snooker brain, there's a lot that needs to be remedied. Good evening to Brain Fill Out, one of my few remaining members. Now remember guys, it only costs you £1 a month to support the channel. You get your VIP badge, that's all you get for it. And at some point in the future, I get a payout from YouTube. Well, it's game, set and match here. There is only 25 in the table, and LS3 is through. But there is lots of room for improvement for LS3. You know, given the opportunity and the table sitting nice and getting in the flow, she can make centuries. But there's times when you've got to let that common sense aspect come into your game. Well, one question I would ask Rosine is did he was obviously in the lobby on the night of the match was set. How close was it to the deadline time? Albinario was nowhere to be seen. I don't know. Right, well, match is over. So, well done to LS3. And we'll have a quick look at the bracket. Meanwhile, we'll have a quick look at One Pocket Slim. Oh, well, we need to stay with this for the moment. Because, is this Hill? I think it's Hill. I can't quite see the score. Yes, it is. So Slim, I don't know where we are in the bracket for this. But I would suggest that you jump over to One Pocket Slim's Twitch channel. If you're not already a subscriber, you should subscribe. And if you're trying to find him, you just go into Twitch and you type in One Pocket Slim, and you will see he is live at the moment. We'll see the end of this match and have a look and see where the bracket is. We see Slim aim's very low. And see, that aim there is an example also of where the difference is with Shooter's Pool. Shooter's Pool, you're defaulted to a much higher angle than that. And that's the thing I can't get a hang of. Right, so I'm trying to click the bloody link there and I'm forgetting I'm on the live stream. Oh, that's funny. Oh dear. Now why can't I get to the bloody thing now? That's what I want to do. Oh no, I've got to log in. Oh, sod that. Right, anyway. I was going to look at the bracket, but now I can't be bothered because I've got to log in. That's it, guys. Well done to LS3. Unlucky Simon, but he's got a survival round in the one loss side to go for. A quick reminder, or a final reminder to anybody that's still awake. We have that final of the Cowboy World Championship tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So get your dinner early if you're in the UK, and I hope you can join us for that. Race to 4 with Cobra, defending champion, up against the wannabe champion of U Plonker, Rodney. And I will be there for it. I hope you can join us. And until then, I will bid you good evening, and we'll see you again soon.